Hello there, welcome to the weekly video again. Let's take a look at the past week performance and then of course going forward, what are we looking at of the indices this coming week. Okay, so without further ado, let's move to the performance chart. So what we see here is a performance chart of the indices and as usual, what we see are the Dow Jones, S&P 500, Nasdaq, Hang Seng, and STI. So you can see the US market has been strong for the past 1 week as they rallied to the high, with three of them almost up to 3% up for the week. Dow is slightly lesser, it's 2.9%, but it's good enough. The Asian market is a bit weak. You can see STI dip towards negative 0.4% because we had a sell down on Friday. We're going to take a look at the chart later. And Hang Seng managed to recover. You can see this V shape as it dipped in during the midweek and then it recovered towards a flat week. So it's down just merely 0.1%. I think it is possibly due to the tension at the Taiwan Straits that caused the dip in Hang Seng. Now let's take a look at the chart over here, starting with the US market. You can see that the US market has been strong over here. The chart is relatively strong. The projected level remains intact. We have 33,905 target, and Dow Jones is on its way there. Of course, if you want to look further up, the major resistance for Dow Jones is 34,073 points there about. So there isn't any weakness as yet. We can see the weekly chart is still strong. So next week will be a crucial week because we want to see where Dow Jones is heading to if it, after, especially if it had hit its resistance. S&P 500 is strong as well. It's nearing its resistance at 4,309 over here. So we can see the uptrend is still intact. And if you take a look at the weekly charts, yep, it's still strong. We can see weekly white candles, and therefore we have to watch further to see any weakness going to appear during the week. Now, one thing that I just want to point out is that you will notice that the weekly chart or the daily chart is strong, but then if you were to look at deeper, you can see that there are some bearish candles that were forming, but the S&P 500 managed to negate that, especially looking at here. I mentioned the consolidations over here, right? And then what we see is that there might be a possible breakup or breakdown. So the CPI number was lower, and the market cheer and inflation was pointing lower. So we can see a break up over there. As mentioned, as anticipated, CPI number comes down or even PPI number comes down, the market is going to rally. So it is the sign that you see is most important because they start to negate the bearish signals, means the market is starting to get bullish. All right, so Nasdaq, we can see Nasdaq over here. Just to plot the resistance, major resistance here that it has broken. And you notice these two candles, this white and black candle over here, this white and black. Well, if you remember, right, these are bearish candle pattern as well, similar to this. So why Nasdaq this time around did not pull back, but instead it break out? Right, still the same because the market is bullish as the inflation numbers start to creep lower. So I believe going forward, the market will be watching out for the Fed, what we call the speeches, because there will be Fed members starting to talk about the interest rate, and then of course there will be renewed growth concern, especially when some of the big corporates suddenly make some announcement of slowing growth, etc. Okay, and what we just want to take note of this Nasdaq is that you notice that this is what I have plotted. We have a channel over here. This channel, we can call this ascending wedges. It could signify some weakness in the upside, but of course, I'm not taking this as a confirmation because there is still chance for Nasdaq to break up, especially when it cross 13,225. The uptrend is still there, remains intact. But then, of course, if it breaks down, then we got to start to watch. Is there any possibility of start to change its trend, etc., etc. So, next week we have some US data that are coming up, which like the home sales, etc., etc. So that isn't that important, I think, but mainly will be how the market thinks about the growth going forward. So the weekly chart for Nasdaq is also strong, so nothing much to worry about. So let's watch for more sign. Yeah, STI was strong earlier the week, and then you hit its resistance at 3,306, which I plotted, and very nicely after hitting that resistance, it pulled back strongly. So this forms the evening star pattern, and of course, if it follows the technical, it should be pulling back with this two level of support, 3252 and 3263, to be watched closely. If it goes below these two support level, it may signal for more downside. Okay, but of course, STI are known to negate all these technical signal like this. You can see this bearish engulfing. The STI still continue go out to test resistance. Another shooting star, STI ignore, break up, and then go higher. Of course, during this period, the corporate's result was good. So that's why there was strength over there. But of course, now with all the corporate results announced, there's nothing much to look forward to. Will STI have the strength to continue go higher? Okay, so watch for the support level and the resistance level over here. Hang Seng, the recovery is on its way, and it's very crucial for Hang Seng to test this level, 20,291. Why? Mainly because testing this level will help to form a double bottom formation, which would signify a potential change in trend with the projected level around here, around this 20,000 or about 21,000 thereabouts. Okay, failure to test this 20,291 and start to pull back here to test this major support. Okay, this is a bad news as it is going to form descending triangle, and if this is a descending triangle, will Hang Seng continue to move lower? Well, if it doesn't test, it will be something similar to this kind of pattern, and then you move lower. So if it's the same pattern, if it doesn't test the high again, move lower, oh my God, Hang Seng is going to be condemned. So watch for China data next week because China is going to announce their own some data, and seems like the market sometimes take note of it, sometimes it doesn't take note of it. Like for example, the CPI data was lower for Hang Seng, or for China rather, but Hang Seng went even lower. It could be due to the tension, like I mentioned earlier, but it's not clear what it is going to be if it doesn't want to be bullish. Of course, it's going to be bearish, right? So if you look at the weekly chart, the weekly is another hammer. So it's a second hammer consecutively, and it should help to push the index higher. Okay, so the key is the resistance. I repeat again. Okay, this resistance around here. Yeah, about 20,294. All right, so thank you very much for viewing this video. Keep a lookout of more signs during the week. Do share the comment if you like to. I will be glad to talk with you. Okay, so see you again. Goodbye.